Hello, everyone, and welcome to WDDH Radio, a fake radio station with real love for Hallmark. And I am your host who does the most, Dara, and I am joined today by a very special guest. Y'all, you may have seen him in hits such as Costa Rican Wedding, but he may have told you that he saw love in the forecast while he was under Operation Nutcracker. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Christopher Russell. Chris, thank you for coming into the home of Dear Hallmark. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for the warm welcome.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to start off with kind of like a softball icebreaker question. So if you could hang out with any fictional character, whether movie or book, and you had time to actually hang out with them, which fictional character would you want to hang out with?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what? This is going to be really, really obscure and nobody's going to know what I'm talking about. But if you do, great. There's there's this author, his name's Joe Abercrombie.
Hmm.
I didn't think I liked fantasy novels, but I read one of his books and then I had to find all of his books. So I'm on the last one now. And there's a character that is throughout these, and his name is Nikomo Koska.
Ooh.
I, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And he is the sometimes captain of these mercenaries, so soldiers for hire. And his just this way about him, like people get angry at him all the time, they make
Hmm.
fun of him all the time, and his responses are just so positive and so funny every single time. Like nothing can ruffle his feathers. He's hilarious. So yeah, Nikomo Koska, if anyone's interested.
Have you always been an avid reader? Has this something that you've always like been
Yeah,
interested in?
yeah. But I always kind of stayed away from fantasy novels because I thought they would I don't know, I thought they'd be cheesy and I wouldn't like them, but
Oh
turns out
yeah.
turns out
Have you tackled Lord of the Rings yet?
I read The Hobbit, and I'll be honest with you, maybe I was too young when I did it, but
Mm.
it was a difficult read.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that I read it as an adult and thought it was a difficult read. However, my godbrother, who's an avid J.R.R. Tolkien fan, he told me to give Lord of the Rings a try. So I have committed to trying to read it this year. So that's why I've asked as someone
But let me
that's
know
just,
how it goes, and then maybe I
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Because
But I've,
I love the idea of it. I love the movies. When I was a kid, I was
right.
always into like I knew the story just because my dad he read Lord of the Rings, so he was able to fill me in on it. And there was a cartoon in the 80s that did the first book, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw it. Um,
I haven't seen that
I
adaptation.
really loved it back then. If you watch it now, maybe not so much, but
Mm-mm. Was there like a specific TV show or movie that kind of caught your eye as it pertains to acting and made you kind of want to have that bug for acting?
oh yeah, that's easy. So Tom Cruise's least favorite movie that he has been in, he has said publicly, this is my least favorite movie I've ever done. It's called Legend.
Mm.
I loved that movie when I was a kid. And I remember I was pretty young. I'm surprised my parents let me watch it because I don't, but I guess that's the 80s, right? Different times. But there was something about it. So again, it's the fantasy genre. Um, and I remember watching it and just thinking, I want to do that.
Mm.
I want to ride a horse. I want to have a sword. I want to fight the darkest evils and I want to save the princess. And that's sort of yeah, that's where it started. And yeah, movie legend.
What kind of keeps you motivated to stay in the business now, especially as an adult? In talking with different actors, I know we've talked about things such as like confidence, self-esteem, and even just kind of the highs and lows of the industry in and of itself. But what for you keeps you motivated to keep staying in this industry?
I think I've just come too far. And that's the thing. I didn't come this far to only come this far.
Mm,
Mm, I mean, it's definitely different for everyone, but there's so many different components to it. Like I could just get realistic about it, and
Yeah.
I've invested so much of my adult life, um, i.e., all of it, into this business. I've never pursued anything else. I haven't developed any skills outside of the film and television world. I mean, I'm not doing myself much credit with that, but generally speaking, all of my spare time is invested into this business, even if I'm not
Mm.
working. Uh, Reading about it, classes, studying, just like connecting with people about what we could create and how you can, like move forward in this business when it's slow. Like everything's always been about it. So at this point, what's keeping me going is just, I don't know, the passion for it would be the word.
It's funny you say that because I talked with, and you may know her from, just being in the industry, but her name's Cindy Busby. I'm not, do
Oh,
you?
I think I might have heard her. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
sounds familiar. Is she Canadian?
I think so, from what I was told. At least
Yeah.
that's what she
Okay.
told me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just talked with her about When Hope Calls, and that was a part of our conversation was this idea of passion versus ambition. And can the two coexist? Are they the same? Or can they kind of operate in tandem? And so it's funny, what does your passion then look like in this industry for you?
That's a that's an interesting question. I like that. I don't have a passion for the industry. I'll tell you that right
Mm,
now.
that's real.
The
That's real.
business, the
Yeah.
business, show business sucks.
Yeah,
It
that's real.
it's bizarre. It's antithetical to what we're actually doing. It's
Mm,
not because oh yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but like when you watch a performance, when you like a show, when you watch a performance, or you connect with an actor because of something they're doing. Usually it's because they're doing something real that resonates with you, and you just it's different for everybody. That's why everyone has different tastes in genres and everything, right? But
hmm
it's got to be as truthful as you can make it. And it doesn't mean like the actor believes what they are doing in that moment is real. It's like but it's coming from a real place.
hmm
And show business itself is all about pretending you're someone you like the business, pretending you're someone you're not, not showing everyone all your cards because it's all about negotiating and
mm,
you know who's the next big thing and just all of that stuff. But the work itself, like when you're on set and you're making something, that is where the passion comes out. Like when you're actually
mm,
doing the thing. And between action and cut, I guess is the
mm.
best the best part of the job between action and cut, and sometimes catering. But beyond,
That's fair too. That's totally
yeah.
fair. Do you remember like the best thing you've eaten on set that just blew your mind?
Well, the when Hope calls is the best consistently. I'm pretty well taken care of on that. I get steak and seafood every day. Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
yeah. So I would have to say that. But I mean, when I very, very first got paid to do anything in this world, it was as an extra or a background performer, as it's now called, much more appropriately. Um, when I was 16, and I went with my friend who had an agent, which was one of the agents that you pay them a bunch of money to take pictures of you, and then they send you out for background work. So it's kind of a bit of a scam.
Mm.
But I went with him because he told me to come along. So I tagged along. I got in, and I couldn't believe it because they didn't have enough union members. So I got upgraded to union on the day, and so that meant I got to have the union
Right.
buffet. And I
God,
thought, this
wow.
is what happens when you're on set?
What?
Yeah, it was a big show, and they had everything. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it
I forgot
does.
what the question was.
Because you got lost in the food. No,
Yeah.
but for you having done this as long as you have, you talked about that moment between action and cut, which is where the story happens. What would you say makes a good story?
Oh, what makes a good story? Anything that looks at the I don't want to sound it's the human condition. Anything that looks at the human condition, but in a way that resonates, in a way that you can connect with, but also I think it's one thing to have realism where it's like, yeah, I get that, that's real, but
Hmm.
okay. And then
It's like I got real
like,
life, so
I
yeah.
want to know what's happening. What's going on here? Where is this going? I have no
Mhm.
idea. So, combination of the two.
And I can speak to that for a few of the Hallmark movies that I've watched, especially as of late, like working in corporate America and some of their movies being loosely based, off of corporate America, but me dealing with some of the same struggles as the main character has. What was your entrance into the Hallmark universe, and what did that look like?
Well, my very first Hallmark was Catch a Christmas Star. I played the ex-boyfriend manager of the main character. I'm only in it for like one scene, but I had that would have been my first one. I had such a good time on it. Steve Byers was the leading man in that, and we've known each other for years, and so it was a great entrance for me. So I played the other guy in that, and then a year later, I did Midnight Masquerade, and that has a lot of fans. That particular movie, in
Hmm.
my opinion, I think it's my most slapstick performance. Um, but yeah, so that's sort of how it started, and then it just slowly kind of built from there. It'd be maybe it would be go between being the leading man or the friend or the other guy until maybe like I don't know, 7 years ago, or not even, and then it was just kind of just kept going from there.
So speaking of Friend, one of the movies I wanted to talk with you about was Mistletoe Secret, where you were with
Oh, right. Yeah. It's like, which
that's
one?
one of
Yeah, Tyler Hines.
yeah, because I loved the friend chemistry in that. That's something that we don't get to see a lot in the Hallmark movies is the male friend chemistry. And y'all, it was a bunch of shenanigans with y'all. And I really appreciated that. So I wanted to give you space to just talk for a bit about what your experience was like filming that and then building chemistry with Tyler in that regard.
Yeah, that one just kind of, I think happened by fluke the way it worked out. I don't think it, in my recalling of the time, I don't think it was necessarily supposed to be that that type of dynamic. It was supposed to be more like because my character was the host, so I was supposed to be more of I'm trying to find a polite word, but just more contemptible,
Yeah.
make his character seem more likable, and then we weren't really like it was supposed to be like he was being used by me the whole time, and we weren't really it wasn't really a two-way friendship and like all of that, right? But then it kind of turned into my character is just oblivious and he's so caught up in himself, but it's actually coming from a kind place. Idiot. And then Tyler's character had some type of imposter syndrome where he didn't want to admit that he was actually the writer behind everything. And but anyway, so when we just started doing the scenes together, because his delivery is always so um, I don't want to say stoic, but that's the word I'm coming up with. Like he played it very straight and calm and just sort of like when you're annoyed to the point you're just tired.
Yeah.
You're like, here we go again. Okay, what is it? Like so we played it
Yeah.
like that, which actually I think really helped sell to the audience that we've been at this for a long time. Me and him, we're actually good friends, and he's just got
Hmm.
kind of used to that.
Hmm.
So I think it just worked out. Yeah.
I loved it because I read the books. Like that's a part of a series that Richard Paul Evans did. And I read the books, and the books are way darker than what
That's what I
the
mean. That's what I'm saying. Ours, we've definitely lightened it up.
yeah. So when I watched the movie, I was like, well, this is not that, but it's still refreshing and it was great. It was
Yeah.
great. I really appreciated that. So I mentioned this movie in the intro, but Costa Rican Wedding, that's probably
Mhm.
my most favorite of yours. Because if you can't tell, I like a bunch of shenanigans in my Hallmark movies. But you played opposite Rhiannon Fish was in that. Can you talk a little bit about your experience with that? Because you're in Costa Rica. I'm imagining there's like creatures,
Mhm.
weather, climate, all the things. So can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I would say that would have been the most physically demanding shoot that
Mm.
I've done. I mean, before that, I would have said Chasing Waterfalls with oh, I think Cindy Busby. Oh, that's how I know her, Cindy Busby.
Oh, I knew that name sound familiar. I knew it. I knew it.
But yeah, the by the end of the shoot, nobody's pants were staying up without a belt. It's like a I remember being there on a day off on the bus, and I was just because you take the it was so hot, you take the bus to get to the beach. Couldn't walk.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was a man on there that was a local, and he said that it was the hottest. It was like record-breaking temperatures that we were experiencing, and
Wow.
yeah, like I was sweating so much in that movie. It's like um anyway, but yeah, there was the monkeys that are in it. Those were local monkeys. Those were there. Um,
Oh, no way.
yeah. No monkeys were harmed in making this movie,
Y'all just like,
but
oh, come on in, join the
yeah,
shoot.
to get some of the shots, they just literally just had to aim it up at the trees where we were shooting. Like,
Oh, that
yeah.
is cool. So how was it more difficult to develop chemistry with your leading lady given the elements surrounding this specific shoot?
Um, I think, I mean, if the writing's there
Mm,
and the like the way it works is like each scene has a purpose to it, right? So if
hmm
you're just being if you're just honoring the scene, the chemistry sort of works itself out.
Ah, I've never heard it said like that. That's interesting.
I mean, sometimes maybe it doesn't, but I think actually no, if you're honoring the scene and if you're playing, I mean, this will start sounding like theater school, but if you each have an objective and then you are playing the actions towards that objective,
Hmm.
it should work itself out.
Yeah.
Should.
Because I that's also been a topic is like is chemistry even a thing? Or is it just 'cause some type of like mythical ether floating theory
Well, I
that
think, yeah,
yeah,
I
so
think on camera, I think with because you can have chemistry on screen, but not in real life. It's just something happens when you're both playing your characters that creates
mm,
an energy dynamic that's um enjoyable to watch, right? Whereas
yeah,
some people have seen a scene, you're like, I'm not buying this, right? But then in real
yeah,
life, it might not translate because I've heard of like hit shows where the two leads actually couldn't stand each other,
yeah.
but when you watch them, it's like it's great.
What I'm trying to ask this delicately in terms of like if the chemistry isn't on the page, what does that like how does that look for you to then develop it on screen, if that makes sense?
Yeah, well, there's a thing to get theater schooly again. It's called it as if. So depending on how you work, like a lot of people, they just show up and they just like learn the lines that day and they just say it, and that's the extent of their job for them. But for someone like me, I can't get away with that. So
Mm.
you got to come up with as ifs. Like, so this moment in this scene is as if my wife said this to me, or
Okay.
as if my daughter did this, or as if my best friend said this.
Got you. Okay.
That bring up for you, and then it's like a real response.
Okay. So you mentioned theater school a couple of times. Did you actually do theater before transitioning to film?
Not paid.
Oh.
No, not paid. But since I was 10, I was in community theater.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 10 to 20.
Oh, wow. And were
Yeah.
you just acting or did you do other roles within the
No,
theater?
just acting.
That is awesome. So I just acted in my first play for my church's Easter production.
Oh, how's that?
It
What'd
was
you play?
interesting. So it was a different type of script. So it was a fantasy. It was a fantasy. It was set in another world, and it was set in this world called Sunrise Woods, and I played a character named Celeste who was made of light. And she was holding on to these prophecies, or at least trying to hold on to these prophecies that a king would come and save the woods. But the
Okay.
more havoc that would go on by the current king of the woods, the less hope she had. And so it was kind of like as the play went on, she ends up perchance meeting this soon coming king that the prophecies talk about, or so she thinks. So it's kind of like a thing of hope and doubt, and but it was interesting because like I used a voice for it. I talked like this and stuff like that to like really make it a
Well, it sounds a little more it sounds like quite a bit more than I expected for an Easter play.
oh yeah,
Uh, really
yeah,
good.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Sounds
It
creative.
it was I should say I wrote it too, so that's why I
Oh,
know. But it was
like a fairy tale.
yes, that's what I wanted to give. But sorry, I mentioned that because with your theater experience, I wanted to ask what that transition was like for you getting into film, having had such a rich theater background. What was that transition like for you?
Um, well, I had no idea what I was doing. That's for sure. It's quite different because with theater, you have like, depending, but you have quite a long time for rehearsals. Even in
Mm-hmm.
community theater, you got at least like a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you know those lines inside and out. You know where you're going, what you're doing. But in film, most of the time, you don't really get a rehearsal, you get a blocking. So
Oh, okay.
so I'm filming today. I show up, I'm doing scene 49. I haven't even Sometimes I haven't even seen the set. I haven't met some of the other actors. I don't
Oh,
know
wow.
anything.
Okay.
And we get there, the director's there, and he's like, maybe the director's already come up with what we're doing. He's like, say, okay, Chris, you start over there. You're gonna walk to the table, and then so and so is gonna come in, and they're gonna shut the door, and then that's gonna prompt you to go to the door, and you're like, okay, 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 and then you
Wow.
just walk it out, map it out. They put marks down, and then you got to stick to it, right? Or other times you come in and they're like, what are you thinking? And you can kind of collaborate on it. But it's very last minute with
Mm.
film.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very last minute. But sometimes that can help add to the organicness of the performance because
Mm. Mm-hmm.
if you're prepared
Mm-hmm.
and you're not worried about the technical side of it because you've walked it a few times, it's fine. But if you're prepared, then anything that happens, you can kind of roll with it, and that's
Yeah.
sort of the fun about film and television.
Yeah.
Whereas with theater, I mean, you can switch it up to a degree, but the blocking's pretty much there, so unless
Mm-hmm.
you can't really change it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far as the when I started pursuing film and television professionally, my very first audition. I didn't even think. I have no idea because auditions, they're a whole other beast, right? And you on
Mm-hmm.
your own in front of a camera with some person standing beside it reading off of a piece of paper.
Mm.
So my very first one, I was like, okay, so maybe this is like, maybe I gotta create the world. Okay, so I'll put the other character here. And then I was like miming with someone else who's not there, and then they stop me and they're like,
What are you
can you look over here?
doing?
It probably would have helped if I went to uh, school acting for television, but I didn't start that before my first audition. I should have. I did shortly thereafter,
Yeah.
though. I
You're
realized
like,
maybe I need some training. Maybe I can't just show up and look cool.
yeah. Well, speaking of television, we can cha-cha slide on into When Hope Calls, because season three is upon us, and I've watched that first episode, and I'm grateful that y'all didn't make us wait long for the resolution for things because that's what I was nervous about. But in talking to, and her name's coming up again, but Cindy Busby, in
Uh-huh.
talking to her, she said we were going to just jump right into where we left off with season two, which is great. And your character, you play Mountie Fletcher,
Mhm.
Fearless Fletch. He saves ladies from spiders and kids from getting run over by wagons. So, can you tell the people a little bit about Mountie Fletch, who he is, and kind of where we see him as we come into season three, episode one?
Well, okay. Well, Mountie Michael Fletcher, aka Fearless Fletcher. In season two, he took over for Gabriel because Gabriel had to go out on in the field, and Michael Fletcher is usually out in the field, but this is his sort of first stationary posting. So he's kind of getting his bearings, trying to get used to, this type of environment. But he's so used to being around criminals that he has sort of a heightened
Mm,
awareness around everyone. He's always on. That's in the second season. Anyway, so by the time we get to the third season, he's sort of lowering his guard a little bit in the town. He's getting to understand the importance of community, and he's seeing how all these people sort of come together and are there for each other. And he hasn't seen that in a very, very long time. Because, like I
mm.
said, they call it out in the field. What is that? That's chasing down gun runners and, you know, bootleggers. Um, but now he's starting to really warm up to this community. So in season three, we pick up right where we left off in season two. The end of season two, there was some rustlers, as they're called, who were stealing the cattle, and there's still one at large that my character and Trevor Donovan's character, Jim Reynolds, have to go and search for. And that's about all I can say about that.
Because when I tell y'all, first of all, I didn't even recognize who the wrestler, the one at large. I didn't even recognize him until I kept hearing his voice, and I was like, I know that voice. Wait a minute. And so seeing the three of y'all, like you, Trevor, and I won't say it because y'all need to watch it, but seeing that person, I was like, yo, I would love to see the three of y'all in something. Just seeing you and Trevor too. I hope we get to see more of your characters within the season in general, but I'm like, we really need more like men-centered comedies within this like made-for-TV movie
Yeah.
space, a la Mistletoe Secret, a la Three Wise Men and a Baby. But like, I'm like just seeing the three of y'all. I was like, yo, and the fact that you actually like literally wrestled him to the ground, like you're literally
Yeah.
he had a gun and he was about to do some things, and you're literally wrestling him to the ground. Did you have to, because your character is very active in season two and then this opening, was there choreography for that, or was it kind of just
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah?
yeah, sure. Because we also need to figure out how can we do this without ruining my Mountie outfit.
We got to keep that thing starched.
But yeah,
That makes sense.
I mean, I think we can say his name. I'm sure by now, cat's out the bag.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unless you don't want me to.
No. Oh,
Yeah, we're talking about Jesse Hutch, if anyone's
y'all,
interested.
he played that part so well.
Yeah, but when we were rehearsing that and even shooting it, because he gets really into it, right? Like he was a
Hmm.
stuntman before. So we're I'm jumping on him, wrestling him down. We do the roll, get the couple punches in. Um, and I was worried. I was like, I don't want to actually hit him
Right.
in the face because usually how you do a punch for these things is one person has the back of their head to camera, the other person's in front, and then you swing across the front of their face. But because the camera's behind the head, and if they move their head, it looks like a punch.
Hmm.
His head was on the ground, and I had to pick him up and swing the side angle camera. And the first few of that I did, it was going wide because I didn't want to hit him. And he just and we're finally shooting it, and I do the move, and he's looking at me, he's like, "Just do it again. I don't care." And then so I do it again, and he kind of leaned up a bit, and I literally skimmed the top of his nose. And then afterwards, he's like, "That was good, brother. That was a good one, brother."
That is fun. That is fun. So, are there any other tense moments like that that you could tease in season three? Is there any more action that we'll see from Mountie Fletcher?
You will, yeah. And you also see me and Trevor Donovan um, hanging out a little bit more.
Oh, good, good.
And
That's good.
perhaps another mission.
Uh-oh. Well, yeah, I enjoyed that. Something that I told, we might as well just name this episode Cindy Busby, but something that I told her that I think rings true. Even in watching episode one for season three, this show is very calming. Like prior to watching this show, I was watching The Count of Monte Cristo on PBS. I was watching Young Sherlock on Amazon Prime, and I started watching House of David on Amazon Prime. So it's all like action and blah blah blasts and all. It was just like very like pinball machiney, like machiney and hyperactive. And then this show forces you to just kind of like calm down. No, we're not going to rush. We're going to walk to town. We're going to go by the bakery. We're going to say hello to the grocery store owner. And just kind of like the pacing of it forces someone who's watching it to really lean in to the characters. And I wanted to ask you, like, could you feel that in the filming of it, kind of the pacing that we experience as viewers?
Uh, to a degree. I mean, it does seem to move pretty quick on set. Like we get a lot of scenes done in a day,
Okay.
but the it doesn't ever feel rushed or anything like that. And
Yeah.
never, um, and I feel like the way the scenes are written, we can kind of settle into them
Mm-hmm.
just kind of because we know and yeah we so I agree with you. There's definitely a calm on that
Yeah.
set, sure, and also familiarity between everybody. That's like just really I don't I don't know how to explain it beyond it just feels very comfortable
Mm-hmm.
and no pressure.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the only pressure is the pressure I put on myself to make sure that showing up prepared and delivering a performance that is in line with Michael Fletcher's character.
Yeah.
Um, but otherwise, like it's sort of it's just very calm and comfortable. And a lot of sets are definitely not like that. A lot of sets, you're on edge. You're looking around like,
Mm.
who's getting fired? Oh no.
Oh man. Oh
You
man.
know,
Yeah. Well,
like
I don't, but I can imagine. Because I mean,
different departments yelling at each
oh
other
yeah.
and like
Same in
everyone's
corporate America.
upset.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing like that on that show.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask, because you've done mainly within this space movies, but now you actually have the time to kind of feel out a character and also fill out a character and be with this character for a time. And I wanted to ask kind of what your experience has been kind of living with Mountie Fletch in a way. Like, Have you given him things that maybe weren't on the page that you've kind of added in your performance? Or can you just talk a little bit about just being able to be with a character longer than the movies that you've made?
Well, definitely, first and foremost, the writing sort of did most of the heavy lifting for me
Mm.
when Alfonso, who created the show, he wrote this character out pretty clearly.
Hmm.
And I think I really just had to read it enough times for it to sink in. And then once I put the uniform on and I showed up on that set, I can't I can't really say what happened except it just felt like there he was.
Mm.
Like right now, if you said, "Okay, Chris, I need you to audition for Michael Fletcher," I wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think.
Mm. Interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But if you put me in the uniform and you put me on that set, he's there. Um, and that's thanks to the writing, that's thanks to the set, that's thanks to the other actors, that's thanks to the costume, but just the way he carries himself,
Yeah.
uh, the way he speaks, like it's very specific. It's not
Yes.
as
Yeah.
like the natural intonations that I have are kind of like my words blend and I say a lot of ums and likes and whatever's right. He's definitely not doing any of that. And it's also reserved because he's guarding himself a little bit. Um, as well, it's 1920, so people didn't necessarily wear their heart on their sleeve.
Hmm.
And it's all of that, right? So whatever I brought to it was sort of just in the analysis of the scripts that I was given, and then just thinking about, okay, it's 1920. He's a Mountie. He's usually out in the field. Now he's in this town. What does that look like? Like internally, how would someone with all of this going on, how would they behave? And that's sort of where it goes. And then beyond that, the other actors sort of bring certain elements out of me.
Awesome. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for coming into the home of Dear Hallmark. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Right. Well, thanks for having me.
Before I let you go though, what I do with all guests, I let them have the last word. So you can say whatever it is you want to say. You could talk about Joe Abercrombie. You could talk about stunt choreography. You could talk about Japanese food. I don't know. It's just your moment to have to say whatever it is you want to say about anything. So the floor is
Well, I'm going to plug When Hope Calls again, or Hope Calls
yours.
Brookfield, as it's known. Um, it's it's probably my most um, precious production I've ever been a part of. It feels very much um, like an extended family. And the
Mm.
fact that I've been able to bring my family there and have them be a part of it, I'll give everyone a little BTS here. My wife and kids came out both seasons so far, but in season two, uh, it's actually my son who plays the other kid who's throwing the baseball when I jump down from the balcony.
Oh, no way.
So this is a very special show to me and my family, and I hope everyone listening gets a chance to watch it.
Oh, sorry, I know I said I'll let you have the last word, but that's really
That's okay. You can have
cool.
the last word. Yeah.
No, that's really, really cool. I like that. I could see that. Like, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. I'm sorry, y'all. I did say I would let him have the last word, but I just had to say that.
But
Um,
here's the last word. Um, uh, I appreciate you all for showing up today.
there you have it, y'all. Last words by Christopher Russell. Well, be sure to watch When Hope Calls on Great American Pureflix if you're a streamer, but also Great American Family if you're a network watcher. Be sure to also, if you haven't watched season two, so you can know what's going on, because literally season three, episode one is a continuation of the season finale of season two, but you won't even get the season finale of season two if you actually haven't watched season two. So be sure to watch season two, and then season three, episode one is going to make sense. So, y'all, he's Chris. I'm Dara, and that will do it for me for this episode of Dear Hallmark. Watch a movie or a show that just brings you bouquets of joy this spring, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Ciao, my friends.